Hi guys, it's me AJ, and this is my mom Yeli.
Hey everybody, welcome to our chocolate chat. You want to tell everybody a little bit about us?
So if you haven't seen our other videos, we work for Yelibelly Chocolates.
And what do we do for Yelibelly Chocolates?
You could probably guess by the name, we make chocolate.
We make chocolate. So today though, we are here to teach you how to make some chocolate at home and hopefully have some fun activity for everybody to do today. So AJ, tell everybody what we are making today.
Well, today we will be making a chocolate covered, we will be making chocolate eggs and chocolate Easter basket.
All right, so I'm gonna bring this up closer so people can see what we're talking about. So this is a chocolate Easter basket. Hopefully you can see that. It's got some sprinkles and chocolate on top. And we're also gonna show people how to make chocolate covered eggs using the plastic eggs that you have at home. Does that sound pretty good?
Chocolate
By the magic of television, we have a couple ready to go. So some of our friends celebrate Easter, and we have other friends that celebrate things like Passover this time of year. So we thought we would do some cool stuff for people to be able to celebrate at home a little bit, even though they can't be out with their families right now. And hopefully you all are not gaining the COVID-19 like I am. Do you know what the COVID-19 is?
It is the coronavirus.
Oh, I didn't mean that one. I meant the COVID-19, like gaining 19 pounds since we're being stuck in the house and eating breakfast 4 times a day. Yeah.
Wait, 4 times a day?
Second breakfast. Now Taco Bell's 4th meal is a real thing. How many times a day are we eating? Exactly. So let's talk about what we're going to need to make our Easter baskets and our colored Easter eggs today. Now hopefully this is stuff that you'll have at home, or it can be easily picked up in one trip to like Walmart or Target, something like that. Or you might have extras from some of our classes that you might have bought from us already, like our truffle making class or our mendiant class. So you might have some of this extra stuff around the house already. So first thing you're going to need are some plastic Easter eggs. So we cut ours in half so we can utilize them. You could also use an egg carton if you wash it out and sanitize it, because eggs carry bacteria, and if you work in the egg carton, it could make people sick. So we suggest using the plastic Easter eggs. Yeah. Or you can use an egg-shaped mold or a half a dome mold. The next thing you're going to need is some chocolate. So we have some dark and some white chocolate here.
And we have some other types.
What is this other type of chocolate we've got?
So we have some green, some orange, some turquoise. It looks like
green.
Mint.
Yes.
It looks minty. We have some blue and 2 pieces of purple.
All right, so this is just colored candy melts. Wilton candy melts or Merkins, whatever you want to buy from the store. These are just regular colored chocolates. If you have the right stuff to color white chocolate at home, please feel free to do that. But we know most people can pick up things easily off of Amazon, from Walmart or Target. So we're just using regular candy melts right now, kind of like the evil of the chocolate industry, colored candy melts. Why? Why though? Why would this be the evil of the chocolate industry? Because it's not real chocolate. If you look at a bag of candy melts, not a single word on there says chocolate. It actually says candy melts because there's no chocolate in it at all. So I know, so we're going to use it today, but that's not something we normally use at Yelibelly Chocolates. We use real chocolate. So yeah, we're going to make it easy for you guys though to play today. So we have our colored chocolate, we have our candy melts. The other thing we're going to need are some fillers for our Easter basket. So I've actually just gathered some things we literally had in the pantry. So we've got some Cheerios, I have some Skittles, Pokemon gummies, I have marshmallows, there's some almonds. What's that?
I forgot what they're really.
Goldfish crackers.
Oh yeah.
And some sprinkles and some healthy granola, right? So we've got a bunch of just different toppings that we're gonna play with. So the other thing that you're going to need are some implements for painting. So we have a fork, we have some clean little sponges that we found around the house, and some paintbrushes. I also pulled a couple of chopsticks out of our drawer for us to use these too.
Oh, I thought those was drumsticks.
No, not drumsticks, they're chopsticks.
Now you
Now,
could like drum like.
now we're gonna post a video afterwards. It's gonna tell everybody how to do this at home. But one of the other things you might look at making are your own parchment paper bags. So a little cone that we can use to actually pipe some of the chocolate to.
Can I hold one?
You can hold it. So we're gonna show you a video though of how to make your own parchment paper cones at home. But there are tons of videos on YouTube that you can also watch to do that too. As long as you choose not to be too crazy with it.
I'm not.
All right, so our first step to make our Easter baskets, we are going to get our mold here.
Ooh.
And what I've actually done here is I have a chocolate mold that we picked up at the store, but I've put 2 of our little bottoms of our egg cups in there. And the top of our Easter basket, we're gonna make a little bit of a mesh to kind of hold everything in. So we pour a little bit of chocolate into our little
Let's do
cup
this
here.
one.
You ready to do dark chocolate? Okay.
I love dark
So
chocolate.
hoping that the bottom of the tip is closed there so it's not too messy.
Oh, it's coming.
I
Coming out a
know.
little.
So we're gonna fold this over just a little bit, and why don't we do this on top of your cookie sheet so that we don't make too much of a mess. So the first thing we're gonna do is just do a little bit of a swizzle back and forth, filling in just a little bit over the top of the egg or in our mold here. So we're gonna swizzle back and forth, and what we wanna do is to make a little bit of a mesh. Do you wanna try doing it?
Okay.
So we're gonna go back and forth. So back, you gotta squeeze hard. Squeeze nice and even, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then squeeze the other way, up and down, up and down, up and down. Perfect. All right, I stop for a second. Let's show everybody really close up how that one looks. There we go. So you can actually see just a little bit back and forth, just to make a little bit of a top for our egg there too. So
Mine's the one that looks kind of squiggly.
yours is the one that looks kind of squiggly, and that's okay. All right, so let's do a couple more of these here. So I'm gonna use my mold and go back and forth, and up and down, and then back and forth, and up and down with this one. Oh, it's leaking. There. Since we're doing it at home, it's all right. Look, there's your napkin. All right, same thing with our egg. We're just gonna go back and forth over the egg so that we get a little bit of the top of it.
Up everywhere.
We are making a mess now, aren't we? Don't tell Daddy.
He's watching, you know.
All right, can you get another napkin for me?
Okay.
All right.
Why did this thing pop up
Get
everywhere?
another napkin.
This thing is
All
so
right,
wild.
once we have filled the top, or the bottom, I should say, of our eggs with a little bit of back and forth of the chocolate, we're actually going to add our toppings now in there. So this is where we take our different toppings,
Let's put
and I'm
some-
gonna let AJ put a little bit in the side of each of these little cups. So you get to decide what goes in, and we're gonna fill up maybe about halfway these different little cups. So just about halfway in, let's add some Skittles,
Some Pokemon.
some Pokemon gummies, some goldfish, and let's see, we've got some comments already. You keep doing that, I'm gonna check in. Oh, all of them are about how cute AJ is. I'm so surprised.
Thanks, everyone.
So many cute, way too cute. I know. Cute and funny. I'll let you guys borrow him for a weekend if you'd like.
Not funny. I love you, Mom.
What? I love you too.
So just let me stay here.
Oh, I should let you stay here? All right, we'll keep you, I guess.
Why did this thing pop up everywhere?
All right, so we're gonna keep filling up our little cups here. We're gonna put some gummies. We're gonna put some
I'll be right back.
Cheerios in here. More Skittles in this side. All right, now we are ready to actually fill in. So let's get our second cup ready to go. We're gonna pour some chocolate in here.
Wait, don't melt.
And we're gonna try to seal it better this time so we don't make too big of a mess.
Let's actually do one more turn.
There we go. Now this time, I'm gonna cut the hole a little bit bigger on this one because now we're gonna be using this to actually seal in our candies that we've added to our Easter baskets. So let's fill that one up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And let's add some sprinkles to this one.
Caught it.
Sprinkles.
I got it.
Everything's better with sprinkles. All right, so to do this, we are going to do the same pattern, kind of a basket weave, back and forth the other way, right over the top of all of the toppings. So back and forth, back and forth. We want to kind of seal in all of the chocolate there. And then we're going to do the same thing in our candy cups too. Back and forth. One way and then the other. So left and right and then up and down. And it's going to get outside of the candy cup and that's okay. We just want to slowly seal it in. So do you think you can do that for me on one of these?
Okay.
Back and forth, squeeze and go back and back and back. There you go. So one way and then go back over it the other way. So you guys switch, so it makes kind of like a tic-tac-toe board or an X's and O's are gonna go in there. Perfect. No, okay. No. That happens when you squeeze over the top too much. So let's get our second pastry bag. Go wipe your hands off.
No.
When you get too crazy with squeezing your pastry bag, it gets a little bit messy. So that's why we say roll the top of your pastry bag and make sure you're not squeezing too hard. So we are going to show you a little bit of a close-up here. That's what happens when you work with 7-year-olds. So we're going to squeeze back and forth, up and down, and what we're looking for inside there is to make a little bit of a basket weave inside of that. That's going to trap all of our little goodies in there, back and forth. Now, some of these toppings were same things we had from our Mendiant classes. So if you've already ordered some of our classes online, like our truffle making class or our Mendiant class, you might have some of this stuff already at home, or you can pull things out of your own refrigerator or your pantry that you could use.
Or your own Easter egg.
Turn off the water. You're making a lot of noise over there.
Sorry.
All right. So back and forth until we seal in all of our treats. This kind of takes a minute to do. So you're going to go back and forth and cover up everything, and then we're going to go let it sit in the refrigerator. So get it on back up there and sit down, because by the magic of television, we have some that are ready to go. Dun, 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 dun. Look, we have some that are ready to go.
Even though we already had some.
Perfect. Okay, so these we had in the refrigerator earlier, and they are ready to pop out. So whether you're popping them out of your little plastic eggs or whether you're popping them out of your mold. So we're going to turn them upside down onto an area. I suggest like a cookie sheet, because if the toppings spill out, they're going to make quite a mess. So we're going to turn this over.
Just like that.
Pop these out here.
Just like that one.
Perfect. Now
we can eat them.
We can see here. So this one has a little bit of some edge to it. So all I need to do with that is mom and dad's take a knife and go ahead and just trim around the edges there.
Or you can eat the edges.
Or you can eat the edges, I guess, too. All right. So go ahead and trim those up. And now we have a cute little Easter basket that's covered in chocolate on the bottom and holding our toppings in the top. Pretty good, huh?
Can I taste it?
Let's wait until we're done and we can taste that stuff at the end. How's that sound?
That sounds way better.
All right, so let's move on to our second project that we're going to show people how to do. Let me grab this, because we're going to make a mess, I'm sure. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take an Easter egg that matches, a top and a bottom that matches, and that has a pretty good seal to it, and make sure there's no cracks. We're going to paint the inside of the egg using our colored chocolate. So AJ, I'm going to let you do that using our paintbrushes, our forks, or using our chopsticks there. You're going to dip it into our colored chocolate, and then you're going to paint the inside of the egg. So what's going to happen as he actually starts painting is that he's going to be painting the outside of the egg. We're going to fill it up with chocolate behind it, but since he's painting inside, that's going to end up on the outside. All right, So go ahead and paint those and keep over the top here so that we don't make too much of a mess. And it really doesn't matter how thick you make it. You can paint really thick inside of the egg. You can make really intricate designs if you want. You can use a piping bag to make words. You can spell. You could use toothpicks to draw, whatever you'd like. So you're going to paint the inside of the egg first with all sorts of different colors.
Okay.
Good job. All right, so AJ's actually done some polka dots with that one. Perfect. So next he's going to fill up the other side of it. He's going to add some topping on the inside. He's actually doing polka dots on the top of this one too. Let's see who's checking in right now. Oh, our cousin Michelle is checking in, and Grace Fox. Candace is checking in. It's nice to see you guys. Thank you so much. We also have some people laughing at how much of a mess we're making right now too.
Really, watermelon?
It happens. It totally happens. All right. So we have painted the inside of an egg. Dun, 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 dun. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add chocolate to the inside of it. So because we painted with dark chocolate, I'm just going to pour white chocolate on the inside. Now I'm going to fill up one whole side of one of the eggs. So whichever egg you want to use, go ahead and fill up the inside of it.
And you have to roll it around when you're done.
We are going to have to roll it around. So we're going to basically make a hollow egg.
Mommy.
So we're going to make sure we don't make too much of a mess on the outside there.
Like she just did.
All right, so we have about half of it filled right now. Let's go ahead and add our top to it. Now this is something that the kids are going to be able to help with. They are going to help make our egg into a solid egg. So we have actually
Done this
maybe
before.
we've closed it well enough. If you don't feel that you've closed it well enough, I would suggest adding some tape to it. Hold on a second. So before I hand this off to him, I'm going to make sure that everything is taped down before I let him start walking around and shaking this. We're going to want the egg to shake a little bit because we want the whole inside to be coated with that white chocolate to make a solid egg.
Oh,
so,
I thought you mean the holes in the egg.
No, well, yeah, if you've got holes in your eggs, that's another thing you need to be careful of too.
Like
All right.
at the top or the bottom.
So I have taped the egg around so that when my little one is walking around the kitchen right now, making sure that all of the white chocolate gets moved around inside or even shaking it a little bit, I need to make sure that this is not going to go all over the place. So a little tape around the egg might help. So slowly you're going to rotate it around like we did before. And I'm going to let him walk around the room. So this is a way to keep them busy for a few minutes. And if they keep their hands on it, they won't be touching anything else too. So hopefully it'll keep your house a little bit less messy for a minute. So he's going to keep walking around, turning the egg over and over, turning the egg over and over. And that's going to make sure that the inside of the egg gets fully coated. Now, when we make these types of hollow molded chocolates at our store, we have a machine that actually spins the molds around to make sure they're evenly coated inside. Since we don't have a machine here on lockdown, we have a 7-year-old. So we're making our 7-year-old do the work for us of making sure the chocolate is molded all the way around. All right, little man, come back over here and let me see. So he's been walking around. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put it into the refrigerator and we're going to let it sit in there. Depending on how thick you've made it, I'd probably let it sit in there at least 5 to 10 minutes. So AJ, can you go set that in the refrigerator for me?
Sure, ma'am.
Ma'am. Making me feel fancy now. So, like I mentioned earlier, by the magic of television, we have a couple that are ready to go that AJ did earlier. So our first one,
actually we did it.
So we have our egg in here. We have to slowly work the top off and we pop that off. And we have our polka dotted. This is a purple polka dotted one that we had AJ do earlier.
Actually, we did it together.
And then this one is a swirly purple one. So we actually just painted all purple on the inside of that egg and then added the white chocolate behind it. Now, these eggs are hollow and they'll actually be nice to add some little treats to the inside if you want. So we actually poked a little tiny hole into the back of the egg, and if we wanted to, we could actually fill this with things like our Skittles or sprinkles.
So if you get hungry and you shake your egg and you hear stuff, you can just eat it and you'll
You
find
could
it.
just eat it. So
Like some treasure is hunting you in there.
there's some treasures, definitely lots of treasures. So if you do poke a small hole, I would poke it in the side, not on the bottom or the top, because once you put things into it, it's just gonna fall out the bottom if you do that. I think that one's gonna be a little bit too big, but it will hold nicer room temperature. You don't have to worry too much about it, but it's a nice hollow egg that you've actually made at home now. And when it's time to eat during your egg hunt, you can break it open and find the treasure inside. You want to break open our egg for us? It's a little bit harder than that, isn't it? Yay! All right. There is our hollow egg now with our Skittles treats inside it. So you too can make your own hollow chocolate eggs at home using plastic eggs and the techniques that we told you today, or you can make your own Easter baskets like we showed you too, using a hollow egg and a little bit of chocolate and some treats to have around the house.
Or you can make both.
You can make both. So if you guys had a good time with us today, please follow us on Facebook at Yelibelly Chocolate. You can check us out on Instagram at Yeli Chocolate. And if you've loved this class, we have a little bit more structured classes that are available for purchase on our website at yelibelly.com. We have a French Mendiant class and we have a truffle making class that are both tons of fun to do at home or even by yourself. And there's enough in each box for you to do the class probably a couple of times with everybody too. Is there something else you wanted to share about the classes?
That I think they might be on kids' YouTube too, kids.
Yes, we do have some videos on YouTube that you can check out. The classes are a little bit more structured than what we did today, but they're at a level that everybody can do. So I hope you guys had a good time today. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Enjoy making some treats. Anything else to share?
Let's get chocolate wasted.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Okay, was that good?